there are a lot of things that I don't always bring up in videos because I try and keep them at a certain length, most of the time. Sometimes they require a longer video to put in everything that I want to. But as far as talking videos go, I try to summarize stuff as much as I can. But I do get a lot of thoughts and stuff that I don't necessarily put into videos just for lengthwise, but that's kind of where this video is right now, where I'm just gonna express some of that stuff to get it out. I'm on a long interstate drive right now, a couple hours, so there won't be a whole lot of usual exhaust tone from the 350 that you usually get. One of the first things that have been bouncing around in my head lately was that when I sold the Cobra, that I was really concerned about a mass exodus on the channel. I did lose subs. I expected to lose subs, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. And the channel recovered to the point where it is now, where it was above the mark of where the channel was before, sub-wise, before selling it. So, that's been weighing on my mind a lot. I didn't know how people were going to take it. For the most part, people were really supportive. I was really hoping that, and for the most part, this is what did happen, that people would support the channel regardless of, what the content was. I don't expect everybody to watch every single video that I do. There's some of you that do. I really appreciate that. But I knew that there were some people that, once they realized the Cobra was gone, that they were just going to, leave. And one guy left a comment that, most people didn't say anything. One guy did, and I didn't reply back. He wasn't a jerk about it, so I didn't, want to start anything. But he said, I have no interest in the newer Mustangs, and he left. He did unsubscribe. And, that's his choice. But as you saw from the title, you never know what's going to come down the road either. So, to jump ship over one change in the channel, you don't know what's going to happen later on either. So there's that possibility. There are a lot of channels that I watch on a regular basis that when I started watching them, it was because of a particular car. Andrew from Mustang Lifestyle, I started watching him because of his 0304 Cobra. He doesn't have that car anymore. He still has an 0304 Cobra, kind of. Not really much of one left at this point as far as what's been done to it. But the point is that I still watch the channel. Jason Andrews, the All-American driver, I started watching him because he had a GT350. He doesn't have that car anymore. I still watch all his stuff just because I like the channel. And I was hoping that's what would happen for the most part when I unloaded the Cobra, and that's, pretty much what did happen. So it was good that a lot of you stuck around. I do appreciate that you're here for the content more so than the particular car that was on the channel. Now, as I mentioned a minute ago, I teased a potential future project in the title. I'm so up in the air right now on what I want to do with this. It's really hard because this car is incredible. You guys have heard me talk about how much I like this car. It is not a project car. This car is so good that there's really nothing I can do to it. It's a great driver and everything, and unless you want to really track the car a lot, it's really hard to do improvements that are noticeable. I can do S550 chassis improvements that will make this car better, but as far as driving it like on the street, am I really going to notice it? Am I spending that money just to say that those mods are done but getting no benefit? And I mentioned before that I wanted to do track days with the car. The closest track to me that I can attend is about 2.5 hours away. So you're talking about a 5-hour round trip to go to the track, about $250 for a track rental for the day, and around $250 for track insurance. So you're looking at $500 investment for one day a 5-hour drive to and from the track. If you use your street tires, you're gonna beat the hell out of them. So it's okay if you do like one trip, I guess. And on top of that, if you really want to do it more, there's the problem of having, sorry, I got sidetracked. I realized I'm going like friggin' 90. I did the same thing in the video when I was driving the Shelby back home. I get on the interstate and I get talking and my foot just doesn't stop. So let me set the cruise control to where I had it, and I'll stop speeding at a criminal speed rate. If you want to do the track more, you really need another set of tires and another set of wheels. That is a big investment. So I'm at the point with the 350 right now where it's great having it, but what am I really going to do with it? So that's when the idea of doing a Fox project kind of popped up into my head. I'm kind of looking at it as a slow burn project, at least that's my initial thoughts. What I would like to do is buy an 87 to a 93 Fox body and just really build it into something pretty nasty. I don't want to get too in depth on what my plans are right now for that, because I'm not sure how likely this is to happen. I'll say as far as I've gone with that, I have reached out and messaged people, potentially looking at one within the next few days of filming this video. So there's that. That doesn't mean I'm buying anything. I'm just looking. I still have all of the problems that I had with the Cobra. I don't know where the hell I'm going to put it. I guess what I can do is I may reach out to Aaron, who now owns my Cobra and owner of the shop, to see if there's a storage option where I could store a car there, where I could keep the 350, keep my Bronco, both in the garage, and have a place to put a project car and go over there and work on it from time to time. I may pitch that idea to him and see how it goes. I'm not sure how that will work out. And, you know, there's the idea of whether I'll end up keeping the 350 or not. I may and I may not. I don't know. It's because I need something to keep me busy, basically. And I don't know if the 350 will be that in the long run because of everything I mentioned with not really being able to do improvements on it. It's kind of the major reason why I didn't buy one in the first place, and I got the Cobra because I could really build it. I guess if you go back to when I sold the Cobra, if I wanted a project car, I had one. I guess it's really hard to say why I made the decision to sell it. I think I just really fell out of love with the car. I was just, if I'm going to do a project car, I want to start with a clean slate from the very bottom. If I were to buy a Fox body project, that would involve either getting a roller or buying one with an engine in it that's whatever age that the motor has on it, and the mileage doesn't matter because it's all getting pulled out for something else to go in. All new transmission, suspension, start over from scratch. That is a lot different of a project idea than what I had with the Cobra when I'm trying to build it, and I'm also fixing all of its shortcomings that it has because of the age of the stock parts on it. And I guess I could do all that, the same thing with the Cobra as far as just, you know, ripping out everything and redoing everything like I would with a Fox project. But the issue with that is that building those Cobras is freaking expensive. Man, I had a lot of money tied up into that car, a lot of money, and I still had a lot more to go. The engine needed work. I mean, I could buy a short block stroker for what it was going to cost me to have to do valve seals on the Cobra. And then the issue too that I'm already in there on the Cobra. Might as well do all the timing stuff. Might as well do head studs. Aaron mentioned you could throw in higher compression pistons and make more power. where was I gonna end with that car? I didn't know, and that's what really scared me. If I have a Fox project, I have a set goal from the beginning and the end, starting with a clear slate, and you reach that goal, and you have basically I want to have a show-built quality, amazing looking car. That would be my goal with it. Whether that happens or not, we'll have to find out. I'm not saying you guys have to find out. I have to find out for myself too, because I don't even know at this point. As I've said in other videos, I try to be as transparent as I can within its limitations of what I talk about personally and stuff like that. But you guys know what I spent on the Cobra. Actually, to give you guys like a little more backstory on the Cobra, I bought that car for $19,000. I bought it just before the massive increase in prices. What I sold it for, I took a slight hit on what I sold it for. I still sold it for way more than what I bought it for. I didn't make a profit on it, that's for sure, the money I had put into it. But Aaron valued the car at a way higher value than what I even valued the car at. It was probably about $4,000 to $5,000 more than what I put the car at on a good day. And we worked backwards from there for what I owed him for shop work that he scrubbed off, so I didn't owe him any shop work over the winter, and for what it would cost to fix the paint issues on it. And we arrived at the price at that point. But I bought the car for $19,000 back in summer of 2020. To get a car for that price now, those 0304 Cobras, even with the mileage I had on it, probably not going to happen. So that brings up, what did I pay for the GT350? I wish it was $19,000, but it wasn't. The market on the 350s is really hard to pin down, because I see such a variation in the mileage and the year, the mileage, and everything else with these cars is kind of all over the map. With the Cobras, if you have an 0304 Cobra, this amount of miles, this kind of stuff done, it falls within this ballpark of price range. The 350s are a little weird. They seem to bounce quite a bit. But with that said, I got mine for what I would say an exceptional deal. I don't know why this car was so low, but it was. But I paid $51,000 was the price on this car, which seems like a lot. And I had $29,000 on the clock when I bought it. So, but I haven't seen any other GT350s in the 30,000 mile range for $50,000. All those cars seem to be 55, 56,000. That's kind of why I mentioned if I did decide to, unload this car, I could probably sell it for what I bought it for and either make money or break even and not really take a loss on it. So that's the other, thing that's kind of bouncing around in my head for if I ever did sell the 350 and wanted to fully fund a full-blown Fox project, there's that aspect of it too. So how do you guys feel about if I were to do a Fox project on the channel, like a full build series on it? And I know the Cobra was gone a lot. I really wish I could have worked on the Cobra more at my house, but it had its limitations for what I can do with it in my garage. A lot of the work involved during the wintertime when it's really cold. But something like this, I wouldn't mind as much. I would be okay with it being down in the summertime, because it would be content to put on the channel, and I could work on it at home and do stuff on it. Not everything would have to be done at home. When it comes to a lot of the engine stuff, I'll probably let Aaron handle that. It all depends on how much of whether I have an engine completely assembled, or if I just buy the shore block, and if I just throw the heads on it and the accessories and all that, I can do that. I mean, I've done that before on my 94 Cobra. I did a head swap on that. And the other aspect of no matter what car I buy, it's getting new paint. I can't do paint work, and like I said, I wanted this to be a show car, so it would be a custom paint job, and that's something that I'm not doing on my own. But let me know if you guys want to see a Fox project on the channel. It's something I've been thinking about. It may happen. It may have happened by the time this video releases. It may be something I'm still thinking about, but we'll see. Like I said in a recent video that I did, you never know what the future is going to hold, so we'll have to see. And maybe there'll be a big build project on the channel down the road. But I'm getting close to my destination. Almost time to get off this interstate. On it forever, but at least it's not raining. This whole past week's been horrible. I'm glad it's a little bit more cleared up, so I don't have to drive in the rain. But I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about a few things that I just wanted to kind of get off my chest and on video, and not quite the normal type of video. I don't usually have a bouncing around topics, but hope you guys did enjoy it as something just a little bit different. Let me know your thoughts down below about the Fox project, and above all else, thanks for watching.